Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Shri Nitya Gaur Antaraj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.
Whichever. You can play flute. Up to you. Everyone thinks that until they start.
I don't know any tunes. Mission has tunes. I don't know any tunes.
You don't need a tune, just Hare Krishna.
Do you want it to sound horrible? It's like,
Do you know this tune?
my voice can't do that, bro. Like,
It's
The
okay.
harmonium will do it for you.
No, right, yeah. We're gonna visit for you. The rest of us are here too.
Or I can do a lower tune.
okay, fine. Let's do that. Sure. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. No.
Are you doing the bhajan today? Okay.
Which button are you doing?
I've got Krishna. Oh, no, I'll go over there. Let me. Oh, Jai. That worked out. How long do you want me to go for? 45 minutes? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Nataraj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
I don't know if I know it. Do I know it? I recognize it kind of. I cannot really come up with tunes. Wait, can you sing that one real quick? Ah. Aha. That helps. Okay. Try that. No. I think it's good. Thank you. Put the different mic stand there for sure. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, back to the verse. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, regular, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Nataraj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.
I think, yeah. Hare Krishna. जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा निताय गौर नटराज निताय गौर नटराज निताय गौर नटराज निताय गौर नटराज जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा बोले श्री गौर नटराज की बोले श्रील प्रभुपाद की बोल प्रेमानंद
Hare Krishna. So, chant some prayers before we begin. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Rijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatidesha Tarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, titled Dhyana Yoga, text number 32. We can please repeat. Atma Aupamenya Sarvatra Sammam Pashyati Yaha Arjuna Sukham Va Yadi Va Dhukam Saha Yogi Paramaha Mataha Atma Upamyena Sarvatra Atma Upamyena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Arjuna Samam Pashyati Arjuna Sukham Va Yadi Va Dhukam Sukham Va Yadi Va Dhukam Sayogi Paramo Mataha Sayogi Paramo Mataha Atma Upamyena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Arjuna Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sayogi paramo mataha. Atma upamyena sarvatra. Samam pashyati Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sayogi paramo mataha. Please repeat. Atma upamyena sarvatra. Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sukham yadi va dukham.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upanyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham vayadi va dukkam.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sayogi paramamataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sa yogi paramo mataha.
Suyogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pasyanti Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Shakam vayadi vadukkam.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pashyanti Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham yadi va dukkam.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pasyati yo Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pasyati yo Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sa yogi paramo mataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha.
Atma upamena sarvatra.
Atma upamyena sarvatra.
Samam pashyati yo Arjuna.
Samam pashyati Arjuna.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sukham va yadi va dukham.
Sa yogi paramo mataha.
Sayogi paramo mataha. Word for word. Atma. With his self. Aupamyena. By comparison. Sarvatra. Everywhere. Samam. Equally. Pashyati. Sees. Yaha. He who. Arjuna. O Arjuna. Sukham. Happiness. Va. Or. Yadi. If. Va. Or. Dukham. Distress. Saha. Such. Yogi. A transcendentalist. Paramaha. Perfect. Mataha. Is considered. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. O Arjuna. Please repeat. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. O Arjuna. purport. Would anyone like to read this first paragraph?
One who is Krishna conscious is a perfect yogi. He is aware of everyone's happiness and distress by dint of his own personal experience. The cause of the distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his relationship with God, and the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be the supreme enjoyer of all the activities of the human being, the proprietor of all lands and planets, and the sincerest friend of all living entities. The perfect yogi knows that the living being who is conditioned by the modes of material nature is subjected to the threefold material miseries due to forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. And because one in Krishna consciousness is happy, he tries to distribute the knowledge of Krishna everywhere. Since the perfect yogi tries to broadcast the importance of becoming Krishna conscious, he is best philanthropist in the world, and he is the dearest servitor of the Lord. Na cha tasman manusesyo kasin me priya kuratma. In other words, a devotee of the Lord always looks for the welfare of all living entities, and in this way he is factually the friend of everyone. He is the best yogi because he does not desire perfection in yoga for his personal benefit, but tries for others too. He does not envy his fellow living entities. Here is a contrast between a pure devotee of the Lord and a yogi interested only in his personal elevation. The yogi who has withdrawn to a secluded place in order to meditate perfectly may not be as perfect as a devotee who is trying his best to turn every man towards Krishna consciousness.
Can you give one thing that you took away from reading that purport?
Can you go up just a little bit? So, the forgetfulness of your relationship with Krishna, I took, and then because people in Krishna consciousness are happy, there's so many things to take away from this, though.
So in this purport, specifically, Prabhupada is speaking about how there's distress in this world, and the only means of getting rid of this distress in this world is by receiving the real knowledge of Krishna and the real knowledge of your eternal relationship with Krishna. And this leads into the topic of today's class, which is about compassion. So first, I wanted to ask, how would any of you define compassion? Caring for others?
I guess, like, you see somebody is not doing so well, so you try to help them out.
Okay.
Just the love and support of others.
Understanding others' feelings. Mm.
And the way we respond to their actions and forgiving. Did you say mostly forgiving conveys that the person is compassionate.
Empathy, feeling for others.
Like a para dukha dukhi, who are in distress, they understand their distress and.
Yeah. Okay. These are all very nice definitions. Specifically, in Nectar of Devotion, I found Rupa Goswami defines compassion as the inability to bear another person's distress, and you take action upon that. And can you give some examples on what are ways people can be compassionate? Because there's so many different aspects to this whole characteristic of compassion that can be utilized in many different scenarios. So it could be many different examples. So I'm wondering if you could just give any examples of this compassion.
I mean, like, for example, you see an animal that got hit on the side of the road. You would move them like move them out of the side of the road because you feel like they're in such distress because they're in pain. So you try to move them away so that they don't get run over again. Something like that.
Just caring for others and seeing how they feel, like their state of mind and stuff. Yeah, there's many different examples that can be given. You know, you see, it like boils down to though, you see someone in distress and you go to help them. And Srimad Bhagavatam mentions compassion many times. And there's actually, it's a symptom in every single living entity is natural to be compassionate. If you see someone who is going through some distress or maybe going to do something that's not so beneficial for them, you want to say, hey, don't do that. You know, it's not good for you. Or is, you know, I feel that you're in distress. I'm here to help you. It's a compassionate nature of the jiva. Every single living entity is like this. And it's it's a quality in the mode of goodness. It's an important quality that everyone should have. You know, we read in the invocation prayers, it says, the devotees of the Lord have compassion for the fallen and conditioned souls. It's the quality of a devotee that they all have. But we need to make a distinction because there's compassion. There's two different types of compassion. There's normal compassion and there's real compassion. Because compassion can change depending on the way it's used. And there's normal compassion is on the material platform, but real compassion is on the spiritual platform. So it's important to know the distinction between the two. So does anyone think how you could define real compassion as something different from normal compassion from what we already said before?
Prabhupada says in the purport in the second chapter of our Gita, no one knows where compassion is to be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is useless. So we see people in distress, but we know the actual root cause of their distress is their this material condition. If they're in this material world and they're identifying this body, that's the cause of their distress. So the highest compassion, of course, you're not insensitive to the people suffering. I mean, that's not callous. But at the same time, we understand that the best way to relieve their distress is to awaken the Krishna consciousness.
It's very well put. It's like a exact textbook definition, I would say. Does anyone else have anything to add? Yeah, what I had noted down is that it's differed based on how you define the distress. Because distress can be so many things. It could be, oh, I don't have so much money, or I don't have so much food, or maybe I didn't get this new thing I wanted, so they're in so much distress. So I didn't get this new piece of clothing set I wanted. I'm in so much distress, even though your closet is full of 50 already, but it causes you so much distress. If you have compassion for someone like that and try to help someone like that, it's not on the spiritual platform because you're just doing it to facilitate their sense gratification. It's not on the platform of awakening the real Krishna consciousness, which is what is defined by real compassion. Real compassion is with the distress that comes with that, is the distress of being in the material world, being in the cycle of birth and death. And real compassion is to try and help someone come out of that cycle of birth and death. So can anyone give examples of real compassion?
Comforts, and most of the people that were rebelling at the time, their parents could offer them everything they wanted. All the new clothing articles or whatever they wanted. But there was a different sort of distress going on. And so Prabhupada, by his compassion, just came and attempted to spread the, attempted to just fix the root cause rather than surface level.
Anyone else have any examples? Real compassion?
A person is compassionate about others' distress, not because of the materialistic problems he is facing, but the real cause is forgetfulness of his relationship with God. Like Prabhupada, he was very compassionate towards us. He is seeing that we are suffering in this material world because of our material needs, but the real cause of our distress is not material needs, but it is because of forgetfulness of the relationship with God. So a person who sees that the real reason behind the distress of living individual is a real person who is like real compassionate. Yeah, this is what I understand with this. Like we can give an example of Lord Nityananda. Like Lord Nityananda was so much compassionate that he was even begging Nimai, no, who was that? Jagai Madai, that they should chant the name of chant the name of the God. He's a real compassionate example which I can give. Thank you.
Anyone give maybe a specific example of maybe a scenario or some activity you might do that can exhibit that real compassion?
Prahlad Maharaj asked at the very end, Hiranyakasipu, whose life was taken away, but then he asked for his liberation. I think that is a good example of what you're pointing at. Thank you, Prabhu.
And that kind of leads into my next question of who can think of any personalities or different people who exhibit this real compassion, because the best way to understand it is to see how it's used in practice and see the people and try to understand the people who actually exhibit this real compassion, because it's hard to understand just from reading or just from trying to speculate how it can work. Does anyone think of any examples of personalities who exhibit this? Any, Bhagavatam or any time. Okay, anyone, any else? Mm-hmm. These are all great answers, but you're missing one, the most important one. It's Krishna. Krishna, he is an example of one who is compassionate. Quality number 32 given in Nectar of Devotion is compassionate for Krishna. This is one of his 64 qualities is listed in that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's, Krishna, he is very compassionate. When he slayed, I believe it's Narakasura, and he had all those queens captured in his palace, there was it's according to the standard they couldn't be married to anyone because they were all captive by this demon. But he is so compassionate on them, he accepted them all 16,000 as his wives. He had felt great compassion on all of his devotees, everyone who was sincerely serving him. He has great compassion for them. And the reason he appears in this material world is out of his compassion for all of us, all the conditioned souls in the material world. That's the reason he comes. There's that verse in Bhagavad Gita. Does anyone know which verse where Krishna says that he appears to destroy the demons and deliver the devotees and protect them? Does anyone know which verse? Very important verse. It shows his compassion. And actually, he doesn't just have compassion for the conditioned souls in the human form of life. When I was researching, I found in Bhagavatam, it said that when Lord Buddha came, he came out of compassion for the animals. because they were being wrongly used in sacrifice at the time. So he came to stop this. He felt compassion for those in the animal bodies too. It's not just for people in the higher bodies. He has compassion for every single living entity, no matter what position they're in. It's very important. Krishna has this compassion. As you said, Prahlad Maharaj, I found this nice verse here. Prahlad Maharaj prays to Lord Nrsimhadev. He says, "My dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance. Not caring for the big cities and towns, they go to the Himalayas or the forest and meditate with vows of silence. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to the shelter at your lotus feet." It's kind of what you were saying, how he asked for Hiranyakashipu to be liberated. He doesn't want to just go for his own benefit. He doesn't want to just be liberated himself. He wants to bring each and every single person with him, every person he can. This is a purpose. He has so much compassion for everyone else that even though they may not seem too qualified, he wants to go and help them. He wants to go and try to bring them up to the standard and try to get them liberated. When he was in school, he would preach to all his classmates. He's a young boy, 5, 6 years old. And his classmates say, "Prahlad, what are you doing? We go and play. We're all kids. You just go play. And it's in school. We're learning to go play. We're sons of demons. We're here for sense gratification. Why are you preaching all this stuff about Vishnu to us?" But he would just go on preaching because he has compassion for them. He knows the real purpose and the real compassion, which is to give other people this Krishna consciousness. So he's a great example of this compassion. And another example, as a few people said, is those who go and preach this movement. I found a nice purport by Prabhupada where he states, "Great unalloyed devotees of the Lord are compassionate towards the fallen, and therefore they travel all over the world with the mission of bringing souls back to Godhead, back to home. Such pure devotees of the Lord carry the message of Godhead in order to deliver the fallen souls, and therefore the common man who is bewildered by the influence of the external energy of the Lord should avail himself of their association." The Prabhupada is saying, those who have compassion for others and those who go out and spread this movement and go and give this knowledge of Krishna to every person and everywhere, they are great devotees. They are pure devotees, he even says. They go and try to deliver all the fallen souls. Lord Chaitanya, he prophesies that this holy name would be spread to every town and village. But in order to do that, you need people to go and spread it. It's directly trying to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission of preaching this movement to every part of the world. And this is the most important and most applicable application of this real compassion that we can see today, is this preaching of this Krishna conscious movement. It is one of the most important activities in this whole movement. And as Prabhupada is saying, it's a very important activity, and those people who do it are great devotees. So yesterday, Bhakta Max, Marisha, and Rajendra Kumar Prabhu, we all went to Patel Brothers yesterday for an hour and a half book distribution. We got there a little late, but we were still fired up about going, so we decided we'll just go out there, we'll do our best, we'll get some books out. And we all had a good mood about it. None of us were like, it had just been raining, so none of us were like, oh man, it's raining. It's like, we're not going to do too many books, and might not even set up the table. None of us were like that. We're all like, okay, let's get out there, let's do some books. We really fired up to try and do some books. And Krishna, seeing that, our endeavor, he's reciprocating. Especially Max. I could tell he was really, really fired up about doing it. He was like trying to talk to everyone. He was telling me, I'm really fired up about doing this. I've been waiting for people to come so I can go do book distribution. He told me it's a very important thing. So yeah, we're out there for only an hour and a half, but is it okay if I say the scores now and later? Okay, 'cause I was gonna anyway. And then, Krishna reciprocated. We ended up doing more than we expected to do, and so we'll see later. But it's important. This Sankirtan movement is an important part. I'm not too experienced in this process, but I've been a few times. So I'd like to share a story or two of when I've gone in on book distribution a few times. So there was this one time I was at Atlanta Airport, and we were just we had sets of 5 books. I think at the time it was actually 4 books. I think at the time, the Gita, Science of Self-Realization, and 2 other smaller books. I don't remember too well, but you know, it's the airport. Everyone's trying to leave. Everyone's trying to go to their cars. Hustle. You can't, because we're all on the curb. So it's can't be inside, otherwise they'll kick us out. But we're all on the curb, and everyone's hustling. Everyone's trying to go, go, go. It's hard to talk to people and stop people. And sometimes you really get in your head about it. You can say, oh, I don't think this person's going to take books. There's probably no point in talking to them. But when you surrender to Krishna and say, I'm trying to be your instrument in preaching this movement, I'm trying to be your instrument in spreading this knowledge of Krishna, then you can see, when you just endeavor for that, it can happen. So I walked up to this one lady. She was on her phone or something, and I show her the books, and I say, you know, actually I specifically said, these books teach you how to control your mind and how to be compassionate to others. Is what I said. And she really liked that. She's like, wow, I can tell you have some compassion because you're trying to give me this knowledge. It was like really far out. She like knew like somehow the philosophy or something. And she said, you remind me of my son. You're really nice. And then she started crying like anything. She was like tearing. And she took out her wallet and she gave me all the cash in her wallet. And she was like crying the whole time. She was like, wow, I really feel this. And this knowledge that we're giving is a real thing. Paramatma in the heart will, for those who are ready, it will reciprocate. For those given the knowledge, they'll reciprocate so that they can start on their journey. And this is why it's so important, because each and every person that you talk to while preaching, they start their journey then and there. There is no loss or diminution on the path of Krishna consciousness, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Any amount that you give them is in their eternal bank account for the remainder of the time in this material world until they go to the spiritual world. Then they're limited in their bank account. So even if they don't take a book, even if they seem unreceptive, even if they seem nasty to you, anything, they always get some benefit just from even you talking to them. It's such an important aspect of our movement, is starting people on this path. They may not see the results immediately. It's just you may get deterred from doing it because you see, oh, I've been doing this for so long and no one's come to the temple from it, nothing's happened. But it's a slower process. It may happen in their next life. It may happen later. But it's such an important aspect. And some people might take a book, some people might not. Some people who take the book, usually they won't read them even. But you don't get deterred by this, because the more they give, the more they get back from Krishna. You take one step towards Krishna, he takes how many steps toward you? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. You have to ask him. But 10 is what I've heard. So yeah, he always reciprocates more because he wants you to come back, almost way more than you want to come back to him. So once we start having some slight inclination, maybe it's just we talk to a devotee, maybe it's just we got a book, maybe it's we saw a book, maybe we saw a devotee, maybe we read a book. Any amount is starting this journey, it's starting this path. And this is the most important thing. In order to go to every town and village, you can't just be there. You need everyone to be there to also be Krishna consciousness, at least. And so on some level. So you have to give this knowledge. It's the most important aspect of this compassion, is giving the knowledge of Krishna, giving the real knowledge of our eternal relationship with him. That's how we are compassionate. Because without the knowledge of Krishna, you just only think of yourself, really. But when you start thinking of things in terms of Krishna, not just yourself, then you start getting real happiness. And real happiness is the only solution to real distress, and which is how you are compassionate. Really, it's an important part. Preach. Another time, I'll do one more story. I only have a few, but we were at a Body, Mind, Spirit Expo, so there's a lot of spiritual type people there, and it was a pretty slow day, so I was starting to get a little deterred a bit, and it happens because I'm not so elevated. But when yeah, I was just going about it. But then I decided, you know what? No, I'm not going to be like this. I'm going to try. I'm going to endeavor. And I see this lady walking by. So I asked her, like, oh, do you read a lot or do you read a little, is what I asked her. She said, oh, I love reading. I read a lot. I was like, Krishna immediately gave me someone that could take something. So then I started showing her the Bhagavatam, the knowledge in the Bhagavatam. She was really attracted by the knowledge you could find in the Bhagavatam. There's a specific chapter called Calculation of Time from the Atom in the 3rd canto. It's a really intricate chapter. It's really detailed about how the times, like when the sun moves over an atom, is a period of time. And I was showing it to her, and I was like, see, the atom was discovered before modern scientists. This is a 5,000-year-old book from India. And she was like, whoa, this is not, like, I've never seen knowledge like this before. I've never seen any type of information like this anywhere. I've never seen something like this before. So I was explaining to her, I showed her many different charts and many different purports, and she was really amazed by it. So then I came time to ask her for the donation. I asked her, we print all the books ourselves, just give some donations. She was like, yeah, just because you said just based on, I want to know. I want to know what's in these books. I want to know this. I want to gain this knowledge. And she ended up giving me the full price, $300 for the Bhagavatam. Just this American-bodied woman, just this Body, Mind, Spirit event. Just took the whole set of Srimad Bhagavatam just on the basis of the knowledge alone. There was no like tricks, there was nothing. It was all on the basis of the knowledge presented in the books. It was a really profound experience I had. It's when you try to be compassionate to others, try to give them the real knowledge, Krishna will reciprocate too, that's one thing. And the best way to have compassion is, it's hard to understand like ourselves. I said you can look at those who have compassion and learn from those who have compassion. You can see in the Bhagavatam. But the person you can think of the best in this specific lifetime you're in right now, this specific time, is the spiritual master. The spiritual master has the most compassion out of anyone and you can think of. Spiritual master is even sometimes more compassionate than Krishna, it said. It's hard to approach Krishna directly, but if you go through his bona fide representative, it's much easier to approach him. There's the example of Raghunath Das Goswami. He was beginning to associate with Lord Chaitanya, but he would never speak directly to him. He'd always speak to Swarup Damodar Goswami, and Swarup Damodar Goswami would speak then to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would speak directly to him, but he would never speak directly to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was going through his direct associate, his direct pure devotee, to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's the best way to do it. And the best way to serve also is the same way. That's how, because it's hard for us to know what's right, what's wrong, how to serve, how to do this, how to be compassionate, how to not to be compassionate. It's hard for us to know. So we have to get it from a source, whether that's reading. We're directly listening to Srila Prabhupada. He is the one who wrote all the books. He is without Srila Prabhupada, none of us would be here right now. So he is, in one sense, the guru of us all, because he is the one who brought all these teachings to us. So when you read the books, you're also getting direct knowledge of how to live your life, how to be compassionate. So the bona fide representative of Krishna, you learn from him, and that's the best way to have compassion. Another aspect of real compassion I found is in Bhagavatam, there's Lord Shiva says that, oh, these people, they're blaspheming me, they're offending me, but out of my compassion I forgive them. So when someone may offend you or someone may say something wrong to you, you don't blow up on them, you don't get mad at them, you don't hold some grudge against them. You have to have compassion and you have to forgive this person. Because if you hold some enmity in your heart, then it stays there. And Krishna, the resting place of Krishna is your heart. And Krishna doesn't want to be with all this envy, all this hatred, any of this stuff. He doesn't want to be there with that. He would like to be there with compassion and love and service. So it's important, if someone does something wrong to you, you don't have some sort of enmity to them. You don't have some sort of disregard to them. You treat them the same as before. You forgive them and you move on. You don't get stuck on this. An example of this I found in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's a somewhat famous story. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would have kirtans every night when he was younger in Navadvip. He would have kirtans every night in Srivas Thakur's home. And it was a little of a more private thing. So there's some other brahmanas there. They got a little envious. So they just came up with a scheme. And the head of them, Gopal Chapala, he decided he's going to put some objects on his doorstep that would make it seem like he's worshipping Durga. So he does this, and then the next morning Srivas Thakur sees this, and he makes like some sort of joke or some out of his humility, saying, "Oh, see, last night I've been worshipping Durga Devi all night," and he says this to all the other people there, and then goes on. And a few days later, Gopal Chapala, due to this offense to Srivas Thakur, he gets leprosy, is afflicted by this disease of leprosy, which is a horrible disease, lots of distress, lots of pain. So he seeks out Gopal Chapala, he seeks out Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and says, "How can I be free from this disease? How can I be free from this?" And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, "You won't be free from this. You'll be stuck like this for millions of births." And Gopal Chapala is like, "Please, there has to be some way I can be free from this." So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Okay, if you go to Srivas Thakur and ask him to forgive you for his offense, and you beg for his forgiveness and serve him, then you may be free from this." So he approaches Srivas Thakur and he says, I'm very sorry for doing this. And Srivas Thakur had no enmity toward him. He didn't care whatsoever of his offense. He immediately forgave him on the spot. There was no hold up like, "Oh, you have to say this to me before I forgive you. You have to do this for me before I forgive you. You have to," whatever. He immediately forgave him. And then Gopal Chapala was freed from his disease. It's the proper thing. So not only do we forgive people for making offenses to us, we should also, if we make offenses to others, we should also seek their forgiveness and try to serve them. Because that's the best way to get free from any offense that we make, is to go and have a humble attitude and ask for forgiveness from the person we may have offended. Another aspect of real compassion, it's a side note of giving real knowledge, is giving proper instruction to people. Another aspect of giving real knowledge is giving people knowledge of how to live their life, instruction on how to live properly, how to act properly. And if we see someone we need some discrimination, obviously. We don't say the same thing to every person. But if we see someone who needs some instruction or needs some help, if we're in that position, it's important to let people understand the real proper way to live, the real proper way to understand. Even if it may seem out of place at first, but it's really giving the proper instruction is an important aspect. I have this quote here from, I believe, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says, "A doctor who lances a child's boil despite the child's agonized screaming may seem to be heartless, but no one will object to the doctor performing that noble act. Similarly, a Vaishnava compassion may seem like cruelty, and Mayavad worldly compassion may seem gentle and caring, but the latter is violence, for it keeps the jivas in illusion and that compels them to suffering unendedly. A devotee's compassion for the rebellious jivas, manifesting as forceful attacks upon their foolishness and rascaldom, is not appreciated by persons on the platform of superficial love and misplaced compassion." So if the doctor, when he's treating the child's lance, it's very painful. The boil is very painful. But if he doesn't do that, it's going to get worse. It's going to get even worse. So it may seem like it's not proper. It may seem like it's not good. It's heartless at first. But it's actually for the ultimate benefit of the child. Therefore, we as devotees, we have to give proper instruction, give people the proper instructions for the ultimate benefit, so they can start on the path to go back home, back to Godhead with Krishna. It's important to give proper instructions and proper knowledge. And in the latter half, it says that the worldly compassion given by Mayavads is misplaced compassion. It's superficial. It's not real. It's not proper. You may seem like it could be nice. It may seem like it's nice, but it's not actually for the ultimate benefit of the jiva. So I was wondering, can anyone give any examples of what may seem like real compassion, but isn't actually compassion on that platform of spiritual real compassion, and on the platform of material compassion?
I remember
when Prabhupada was a child, right, and he got I think like some like yellow fever or something, typhoid or something like that, and like I think the British people's this thing was like give him the chicken soup, and then Prabhupada's father was like, better let him die than give him the chicken soup, because like he will be entangled in the cycle of birth and death. So I think like as a kid, like as a like 1 year old, I think probably Prabhupada was probably around that age, one do not know what is good and bad for him. But the parents there had a real compassion. They understand like, we don't want to have our son entrapped in the cycle of birth and death. So they were like, better let him die rather than just give him the chicken soup, because like, he will be entrapped. And that is the real compassion there, like, so yeah.
This is an example of being correct in Krishna consciousness but lacking compassion. My godbrother Mahamuni, this was many years ago, he was very sick, he's ill, he's lying in the brahmachari ashram in a sleeping bag, couldn't do his service that day. And a new devotee came by and said, "You're not this body, Prabhu." To which Mahamuni summoned all his strength, got up on one elbow and said, "Yeah, and you're not my body either."
Very important. Anyone else have any examples of something that may seem like real compassion but isn't actually on that platform?
I mean, when I first received the Bhagavad Gita, and I was like, wow, all these, like you said, you're not the body, and we don't need these material things, etc., etc. It's kind of basic grasp on the philosophy. The first recipients of that knowledge were my parents, and it's definitely misplaced, a little bit shocking to them. All of a sudden I started spouting off this, it's technically correct, technically like, oh, you're working so hard and you're not even getting anything from it, it's just money. It's like, okay, fine, but it's technically correct, but it's lacking a lot of tact and time, place, and circumstance, definitely with those conversations.
I've heard a lot of times people who first join, they'll read the philosophy, get really fired up about it, and then they'll go talk to their parents and try to preach the philosophy to them. And 99 times out of 100, it doesn't work, and it just makes it worse. It makes the relationship worse. It's yeah, I've heard a lot of stories like that.
It's like, like I also remember, like, this is like from my initial times when I was like, very new to the Krishna consciousness. I just went to one of my, like, classmate in Boston, and then I was like, see, either you like take this book, or if you're like not gonna read, like, we're never gonna talk to each other. And then like, I think like probably 6 months later or something, I apologized to him. I was like, dude, I was like so sorry about it. Sorry about it. And like, like I understand, like I'm getting more matured now. So it's very important, like, so sometimes we think that we are preaching the right philosophy, and then like, but we have to understand the time, place, circumstance, like Max Prabhu said, and also about like, the clear empathy. If like someone is not at that level, maybe like, start with a lower dosage of stuff, not like immediately you're not the body or the soul, just give up everything right now and just come live in the temple, like, like just, so that does not work with everyone. It takes time, patience, energy, and, ultimate compassion, like, just like I'd say, like, some kids or something is like, in the wrong path or something, like you are like, someone is on drugs or something, and you just tell them like, oh, just give it up, and like it's not a one-day process, like, they are addicted to it. It takes like a like I don't know how much time it takes, but like maybe like someone can explain. But it takes time, energy, and like real compassion and working with them to let them get out of it. So it's not like, so that is like compassion. It also looks like a spiritual compassion, but it's a wrongly placed this thing. So it has to be like rightly placed.
Anyone else have anything they would like to give as an example? A few popular examples I know from Srila Prabhupada that he used to say is, one is opening hospitals. You may think, oh, it's such a nice thing, opening all these big hospitals, helping so many people, but you're just helping the material body. You're not actually giving them any spiritual advancement. Actually, the quote today, Srila Prabhupada quote today, is deeply related to this. If someone would like to read it.
Yeah, today's quote.
Thanks, Vrindavan, August 2, 1974. A fish, when it is put into the land, it is unhappy or death. Similarly, if you, the creature of the land, if you are put into the water, you are unhappy and death. So because we belong to the spiritual nature, so long we shall remain in this material nature, we must be unhappy. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. So yeah, he's saying we're like the fish belongs in the water. If you put a fish on land, it's not going to be very happy. It's going to be in a lot of distress, a lot of suffering. So if you have the fish on land, you see like most people in the conditioned souls in the material world, they're like the fish on land. But if you just go to that fish on land and dump dirt on it, it's not going to help the fish. You need to give the fish water. The water is like the spiritual knowledge that you can give, the spiritual instruction you can give. But if you just give the dirt, just helping the material body, and just dump dirt on the fish, it's not going to help it in any way. It's an important aspect that we need to give real help. Obviously, we don't neglect the care of the body. It's an important thing to do to keep serving Krishna, to take care of the body. But doing it on the mundane platform just to help people's bodies, just to help them live a longer life for their own sense gratification and not in the service of Krishna, we're not actually helping them. Another example I found is of Saubhari Muni. He was meditating by this lake, and there were many fish in the lake. And Garuda would come, and he would take some fish from the lake, and because he's a bird, he eats the fish and leaves. But Saubhari Muni saw all these fish, they're in so much distress. Their leader was just killed by Garuda. So I'm going to, out of my compassion for the fish, I'm going to curse Garuda. He can no longer come to this lake. And so he does this, thinking it's out of his compassion for the fish. But this compassion is his compassion was not in line with the desire of Krishna. So it only created chaos because it was not his place to correct Garuda like that. And actually, when Garuda left, Kaliya came and he moved into the lake, and he's poisonous. So the whole lake becomes poisonous, and every living entity in the lake died. So by his compassion for the fish, he actually spelled doom for all of them. They all ended up having a much worse situation because of his compassion, so-called compassion. So it's very nuanced because you may think at first, so he's trying to help the fishes out of his compassion for the fish. But you need the intelligence to understand, which comes from having this knowledge, learning from the great devotees and the spiritual master. Another example, it's a famous one, is Arjuna on the battlefield. He sees all his relatives on the other side. I don't want to fight them. I have much compassion for them. They're all my family members. I don't want to kill them. They're very dear to me. You may think it's out of his compassion for them, he's trying to save them. But Krishna says the opposite. No, this is my order. Real compassion is executing my order and spreading my order to other people. That's real compassion. It's not on that compassion of his was on the mundane level. The real compassion is what follows with Krishna. And we can see in the end, he comes to this level. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, he fights. It's the conclusion. And so he understands the principle by the end, the real compassion. And Prabhupada says in a purport in Bhagavad Gita that we may think of charity to like people who are in need is some great compassion. You know, there's so many in need. I've given. Some people may say, oh, I've given many millions of dollars. Maharaj ki jai. People may say, oh, I've given millions of dollars to those in need. I've given so much money to all these poor people. But Prabhupada says, charity given to the poor who are not worth giving charity to is not actually real compassion. If you give someone charity and they're going to misuse it and just use it for their own personal sense gratification, not in the service of Krishna, then you are actually misallocating that charity. And it's misused, and it's not actually real compassion, even though on the surface level it may seem you're doing some great favor for someone. Going back to how devotees have real compassion and like the properties of real compassion, another quote from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur: a bona fide devotee of Lord Krishna is always pained to see the fallen condition of the whole world. There is no scarcity of anything within this world. The only scarcity is of Krishna consciousness. That is the vision of all pure devotees. Because of this lack of Krishna consciousness in human society, people are suffering terribly, being immersed in an ocean of nescience and sense gratification. A devotee onlooker is very much aggrieved to see the situation of this world. So those who have real compassion are very much saddened by the state of the world, seeing all these people wandering about in the material world in this cycle of birth and death without the real purpose, without the real knowledge, just doing things for their own personal gain, without the knowledge of Krishna. So they go out and seek these people and try to give them this real knowledge. And it doesn't matter who they are, anybody. They have compassion towards them. And another aspect of real compassion is you don't discriminate based on any material aspects. You see everyone and try to give everyone the knowledge of Krishna. You try to give everyone this realization, this proper path. And another thing I found in Bhagavatam is one who has real compassion and does this preaching work, he utilizes his full body, his full time in doing this service. He doesn't just do it half the time. He doesn't half the time I'm going to try and preach, half the time I'm going to go do anything just for my own personal gain. A person with real compassion, he spends every part of the day thinking about how I can better my preaching, how I can go and preach, how he's actually preaching, the person is actually preaching. And this is an aspect of one who has real compassion. They're always absorbed in thought of how to bring other people to Krishna, like Prahlad. How he said, I want to save all of these other people. I don't want just to save myself. He is constantly thinking how he can save all these other people. And an important aspect is, in order to really have compassion for others, we first need to have compassion for ourselves. We need to first understand ourselves. And we need to find this, and the best way to have compassion for ourselves is to seek out knowledge, to seek out service, to seek out how to learn from other people, how we can best serve, how we can also preach to other people. And the best way to do this is, there's two ways. You can go and approach the spiritual master and ask how to learn this characteristic, or you can read Srila Prabhupada's books. And the most important book to read to have this compassion for yourself, to gain this knowledge, is Srimad Bhagavatam. How many people in here have a set of Srimad Bhagavatam? Can you raise your hands if you have one? Yeah, there's a good amount of people. It's normally you guys must be great devotees if you have Srimad Bhagavatam. So yeah, that's the best way. Not only having it though, reading it, because the knowledge is inside the books, not outside the books. And you want the knowledge to be inside your mind and inside your heart too. You know, just not in one ear out the other. You have full attention when you're reading too. That's how you have real compassion for yourself, is you invest time, invest energy. You're trying to understand Krishna, trying to understand how to serve Krishna. So yeah, everyone should have these books. If they don't have them, you should get one, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. So if anyone who doesn't have one, which I didn't really see too many people who don't, but anyone who doesn't have one, you try and get one. It's an important thing to have. So you get it. You can ask a couple of us here. You can ask Max, you can ask Marisha here, or you can ask myself, you can ask Bridger and Kumar, and one of us we can give it to you. You just ask, we give you some books, whatever that you need. Obviously, Srimad Bhagavatam is the important one, and everyone should have that. So if you don't have one, please come and ask, and we can help you gain compassion for yourself and therefore compassion for others and understand this real knowledge of Krishna.
For all those who didn't just raise their hand, I first want to fall at your feet and beg forgiveness for what I'm about to say. But there's a verse from the Skanda Purana that if one in Kali Yuga does not keep the Bhagavatam in his house, how can he be considered a Vaishnava? Even if such a person is a Brahmana, he should be considered lower than a dog eater. So, Hare Krishna.
I mean, seems like everyone needs it. So that's all I have for today. So if anyone had any questions, comments, criticisms, anything, you can ask now. Marisha?
Very nice class. Thank you very much. You were talking earlier, you gave the example of Shiraz Thakur and Gopal Chappal, talking about, like, forgiving somebody even if they offend you. And this is true. I agree with you. But we also have to, just because sometimes you're like, oh, I forgive you, then they might go and do it to somebody else. You have to also, you can give forgiveness, but also have to give some sort of instruction, right? You also said compassion has to be through instruction. So you have just, it's like compassion is multifaceted. You mentioned so many different ways that real compassion is. So it's not just, forgiving people's offenses. You also have to give them the instruction so that they don't make that same offense again. I don't know. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, it's an important point. And so, yeah, mainly what I was saying is those that you forgive them in the sense that you don't hold any grudge. That's an important part. Yeah, but you also make sure you give the proper instructions so they don't go and make any more offenses. Because as many of us know, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that it's offenses, they destroy any sort of Krishna consciousness you have there. That's the main reason for a downfall most of the time. So it's important to avoid these. Any other questions?
I had a question that Marisha already asked, so she made it easier for me. I'm glad that I heard about this compassion, because the more you hear about compassion, you really know where you are. And in today's world, it is so essential, it is so important that we are compassionate towards ourselves and also for each other and also for animals, because that is something that I can see is lacking or is disappearing. So being more compassionate is so very important. Having said that, I will rephrase what Marisha asked. Compassionate always doesn't work in today's world, especially in Kali Yuga, because people need to learn lesson that this doesn't work. Yes, I am compassionate, I'm forgiving, I'm humble, but that doesn't mean that people can walk all over you, right? All over me otherwise. How can we convey that compassionately is the question. How can we convey this message compassionately?
So if we're in that situation where maybe someone says or something that is maybe offensive to us, we can say, I forgive you for what you did. You can say in a compassionate way, I understand what you're saying, but you should understand that this is not the proper way, and then depending on the situation, it differs. What's proper, what's not proper, what's the standard. you can then instruct, say, this is the proper way to go about this. It's important that you don't make any offenses like this to anyone, because it's very destructive towards any devotional life you have. So you can say it in a, you feel compassion out of them because you don't want them to lose any sort of devotional service. I've heard one time, like I heard someone say, "Oh, what's the karmic reaction for those who make offenses to other people?" It's like, well, why are you thinking like that? You shouldn't be thinking, "Oh, what are these people who make offenses to me? What are they going to go through? What are they going?" You're like excited to see, like, "Oh, they made offense to me. I'm going to see what they go through. I'm going to see what their suffering is." It's like you shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't understand that. You should be, you should obviously not be happy if someone offends you, but you shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be, you shouldn't have any sort of enmity towards them. So you just give them proper instruction, explain the problem in a simple way so they can understand, and then explain how to properly act. And it varies depending on the situation. So, does that answer your question?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nimai, so much for this nice discussion that you led. And I wanted to just piggyback a little bit on the idea of, oh, Hare Krishna, welcome. Piggyback a little bit on the idea of correcting others, so to speak, or something. We can understand that, it's the goal, it's not the reality, but it's the goal that a devotee never considers anything to be an offense onto himself. Yeah. So, doesn't mean let people walk all over you, but it means that if it does happen, usually the most counterproductive way to handle things is to respond directly to that person. Yeah. You think it's a correction, but who are we? If I give a correction to Brajendra Kumar Prabhu, then I'm assuming the role of his teacher, his instructor. That's a teacher corrects. And so if I'm going to do that, then I'm taking the role. I don't have any ability to take that role. So, I know, a devotee will say that. But the practical advice that I've been given, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that you go one step, if it happens, you go one step above yourself. So to someone who's, quote unquote in charge, or, has that higher level of knowledge, you go to them rather than, if somebody does something to you and you think you are correcting them, this is going to go back and forth. It's going to be a battle. It's going to turn ugly because this is Kali Yuga. It's in the air. But to go to somebody a little bit higher and who has a little bit more knowledge and is a separate third party is usually a better course of action. And that way, because, when emotions get involved, our what we think is reality can get skewed. And what we think is a correction could be wrong on our end as well. But some sober third party, who is in some position of authority at least, is usually the best way to go. And especially, a devotee never considers an offense unto himself, but they do see offenses onto other devotees. So that is the best way. And it doesn't mean jump in and start fighting. Use the proper channels of communication. I think that's an important point. Otherwise, we're assuming the role of instructors, everyone. Even if we just tell somebody a little thing, a little remark, and you never know how something could affect somebody, even the smallest remark might set them off some wrong mood or some wrong path. And that's why it's usually best to go to the person above you. And if some correction does need to be made, they can make it in a nice way. When emotions are involved, you might even say the right thing, but the body language and the tone of voice and everything might not be correct, and then it's going to cause problems even more. I'm sorry, this is long-winded, but I feel strongly about it. I know, because I've also been the recipient of quote-unquote advice that not that it damaged me in any way, but it's like it happens, and you never know. This could be something very innocuous, and but that's why there's people who have been doing this a while, and have a little bit more maturity and everything, and they can handle these things. So, anyways, Hare Krishna.
That's extremely important. I'm sorry for not mentioning that. It's yeah. So you should always go to an authority about it first. You should always. It's yeah, because you shouldn't think yourself in the position to instruct others. It's not proper unless, of course, you are given that position. Then someone may come to you, and then you have to do that. But if someone directly makes an offense to you, you shouldn't directly try and instruct them. You should definitely go and seek advice and go explain to an authority, someone higher, so they can explain. Very important. Any other questions?
This is not a question, just something that I want to share from my experience and how I think about, especially in situations when you are not in a position to instruct others, correct others, or anything. The way I like to think about it is I need to keep quiet and I need to swallow this. Right in this moment, I'll just swallow this. And it helps me in thinking about it in a way where maybe a year ago or sometime in my past, in this life or last life or whatever, sometime I must have offended someone, and now that karmic reaction is coming back. So in a way, deep down, I'm actually happy that I've paid my due. So then I just shut up and move on. I think that just when you switch a thinking like that, it just settles down everything in that moment, and then you just go about minding your other business, and then just let things play out as it is. Let the pieces fall wherever they are meant to fall. But it really helps just thinking like that. You get over it and it's done and you move on.
Kind of a different topic, still related to compassion. So you mentioned at the tail end of your class that in order to give compassion to others, you have to give compassion to yourself. And that can be difficult sometimes because, we're not perfect. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. So we can try to endeavor as much as possible to fully absorb yourself, but we're not perfect. It's not possible. But how do you do it? Try to encourage yourself, but not beat yourself up. I didn't do this. I'm so this. I'm so that. So fallen. So how do you keep that compassionate spirit without but still moving forward in Krishna consciousness?
I have a very simple answer for this. So, if you're struggling, if someone is struggling with something like that, you find the association of those who are compassionate to others, and they'll be compassionate towards you, and they will inspire you. They will encourage you to continue. They will encourage you to keep up to a higher standard. It's a very important aspect, is association of good devotees, of people who have compassion. The association with these people is the way we can keep up with our own sadhana, keep up with our own endeavor for knowledge, our own endeavor for understanding Krishna, our own endeavor for compassion for ourselves. It's association with those who have compassion, association with good devotees.
I had a question kind of related to compassion and misunderstanding. So if we take the example of telling your parents about what you read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and they don't get it, and they don't understand, there is that compassion that you're offering them, but also just the scenario between the relationship of you and your parents, they may not understand. Do you go about letting yourself be misunderstood in that scenario? Who do you take that desire to be understood to, especially since you may not have a third party in that scenario?
So in that case, you need to see like the level that people are at, and then you have discrimination to understand what people are capable of understanding. Like you said, like if the parents aren't able to understand you, is try to you try to facilitate their service. Try to give them some sort of practical way to do something that isn't maybe so philosophical, maybe so deep. You engage them in a way that they can engage them according to their level of their capabilities. So that's one way. Like I know personally, one devotee, he will read Bhagavad Gita with his mom like every week or something. And she doesn't like understand so well the philosophy. She has like a few misconceptions, but he doesn't get like so like oh, you're completely wrong about this. You know, and he understands. You know, it's like it's better than nothing. It's some engagement that is at the level that she can do. So that's an important way. And if you want to find people who are able to understand you, like I said before, seeking the association of good devotees is the best way to do that. And if you are not in a place where there is association of good devotees, then it's best to find a place that there is, because the best place to be is association of devotees. And it's the Prabhupada would say these temples, they're like Vaikuntha. They're not actually in the material world.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say very, very nice class on compassion that you talked about, and how we are related it to Bhagavad Gita, like the ultimate compassion, and then we talked about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and various devotees example. So I like at such age you have very, very mature understanding of what compassion is, and that is all this thing thanks to Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness, that we are developing that level of youth in this age where Krishna they understand what is the real compassion in this world. So just want to mention some things that we are talking about compassion. We also want to mention that Lord Shiva, one of the examples of compassion, how he is ultimate, the toughest part of the job of Krishna consciousness, he handles that. That he takes on the people who are completely on the mode of ignorance, like Bhoot, Pishach, vampires, demons, everyone, and he preaches them Krishna consciousness. So he is the ultimate this thing of compassion. And then the other point that I wanted, that Nalini Mataji, I don't know where she is. Okay, there she is. So misplaced compassion is always the case. It is not just in Kali Yuga. I wanted this thing of the in Dwapar Yuga, when Ashwasthama killed all the sons of Draupadi and her brother. So at that point of time, Draupadi said to Arjun that you should just forgive Ashwasthama at that point of time. And then because he's a son of Brahman, and we should not offend a Brahman. And then later, what Ashwasthama did is he put this thing on their grandchild, which is the Abhimanyu, the Brahmastra. So it is a misplaced compassion there, this thing. So it is not just this age, it used to happen before as well. So we have to see that, sometimes when a Brahmana is doing that that way, there has to be a proper, what Krishna did was give him the punishment. So the punishment also has to be there, but the compassion is also at a level, So in Mahabharata also, Krishna tied everything, with Duryodhan, but went there, did the peace treaty, asked them 5 villages. He was just 5 villages and everything will be done, but Duryodhan was not ready. So ultimately had to come to a war. So compassion's role is there, but it doesn't work out, then the whole Mahabharata happens. So, that's the whole, like, my understanding of that part of that. Hare Krishna.
So one statement I remember from where I don't know. Yes, you are compassionate, mean you are forgiving others, but at the same time, don't forget what they did. If the person is trying to repeat the same offense again and again, in some way that so many of you gave different ways to handle it, but don't forget what they did, because you don't want to be the person he or she comes all over all the time and take advantage. Especially in this material world, you need to protect yourself and your people around you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Prabhuji mentioned about the punishment and the compassion. One of the lecture, Prabhuji says, punishment itself is a compassion. Yeah, so that person cannot get more suffering and he can realize about the God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So when we have some punishment in the form of any distress conditions, right, we should thank to our Guru Maharaj and Krishna, so that we get the chance for elevating to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna.
And another way, like when you were talking about how it can get kind of convoluted when you try to correct people, we should understand if someone tries to correct us, we understand it's out of their compassion for us. It's out of they're ultimately trying to benefit us. And if when they're giving us some correction. Actually, when you're a spiritual master, it says that when the spiritual master gives you some correction, you are the most fortunate, because he has the most compassion for you. He knows he knows he's trying to help you. He's trying to give you the proper understanding. It's the most compassion. So we should understand when we give some sort of correction or some sort of punishment, we should understand it's for our ultimate benefit and it comes out of a place of compassion. Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, the most thing I took away though is that there's so much interpersonal relationship nuance that we could go so far into. But at the end of the day, compassion in practice is trying to spread Krishna consciousness to people. And that can be done in many ways, like book distribution, leading a discussion on a Sunday, even just inviting your friends to the temple, giving people prasadam. So many little ways. And it doesn't have to be go out, sweat in the sun and try to give people books and all these things. And even if you're serving in the temple and helping the temple, because any way that you serve, this is Srila Prabhupada's mission. And at the end of the day, it's Prabhupada's mission to spread Krishna consciousness to the whole world. So anything you do to contribute to that is much appreciated. And that's the greatest compassion. So anyways, thank you so much for giving your discussion and giving us the importance of the point of trying to spread Krishna consciousness out of compassion.
Okay, well, and there, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpa Tribhisha Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitana, Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Nara. So now we have our Gaur Arati?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Gaur Arati, if everyone wouldn't mind standing up, and we'll move all the cushions to the back. Palash Prabhu is taking care, and we'll move the lights and everything. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Nataraj Ki Jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Nama Vishnu Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Desha Kiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandir Arati Goshoba Kiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandir Arati Kiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandir Arati Goshoba Kiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandir Jahanavi Tatavane Jagamanaloba Tatavane Aloba Jahanavi Tatavane Jagamanaloba Navi Kibadaki Nenitai Chand Bame Gadadhara Kibadaki Kibadaki Neni Tai Chan Bame Gadadhara Kibadaki Neni Tai Chan Nigate Advaita Srinivasa Chandradhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chandradhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Kiva Bosi Ache Gora Chandrana Simhasane Kiva Bosi Kiva Bosi Yache Gora Chandrana Simhasane Kiva Bosi Arati Kore na Brahma Adi Devagane Arati Kore na Brahma Adi Devagane Kibanara Hari Hari Kori Chamara Dulaya Kibana Nara Hari Hari Kori Kibanara Hari Hari Kori Chamara Dulaya Kibana Hari Hari Kori Sanjaya Mukunda Bazo Go Sarigaya Mukunda Bazo Sanjaya Mukunda Bazo Go Sarigaya Kiva Sanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karata Kiva Sanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Kiva Sanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karata Kiva Sanka Madhura Mirdanga Baje Para Marasala Madhurame danga baje para marasala. Sankha baje, ganta baje, madhur 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 baje. Sankha baje, ganta baje, madhur 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 baje. Orangera rotik shobha, jaga jana manaloba. 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 Nitai gore nataraj, nitai gore nataraj, nitai gore nataraj, nitai gore nataraj, nitai. Haribo, 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 nitai gore haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Kiba Baho Koti Chandra Jine Vadana Ujvala Kiva Bao Koti Chandra Jine Kiva Bao Koti Chandra Jine Vadana Ujvala Kiva Bao Koti Chandra Jine Vadana Gala Deshe Banamala Gore Jalamala Gala Deshe Banamala Gore Jalamala Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gara Gara Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gara Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gara Gara Shiva Shiva Narada Ene Gara Gara Bhakati Vinora Dekhe Gora Rasampara Bhakati Vinora Dekhe Gora Rasampara Bhakati Vinora Dekhe Gora Rasampara Bhakati Vinora Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Jivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Jivasari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranath Raj, 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 Nitai Gauranath Raj. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribo, Haribo. Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Gaura Haribo, Nitya Gaura Haribo, Gaura Haribo, Nitya Gaura Haribo, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Nitai Gauranath Raj, Nitai Gauranath Raj, Nitai Gauranath Raj, Nitai Gauranath Raj, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga Gaura Gaura Gauranga Gaura Gaura Gauranga Nityananda 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 Ram Nityananda 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 Ram Haribo 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gauranath Raj Nitai Gauranath Raj Nitai Gauranath Raj Nitai Gauranath Raj Nitai Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaum Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki BBT ISKCON Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaum Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Kaur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gop Govinanta Sham Kunda Radha Gunda Giri Govardhana Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Vrindavi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, the beautiful Lordship Sri Sri Nitya Gaurantaraja ki, Bhakti House ISKCON Orlando ki, Nitya Gaur Paramanande, Hari Hari Bo, all glories to the Samudra devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to the Samudra devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to the Samudra devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha. Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha. Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narsimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye. Narsimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye. Tava Kara Kamala Varenakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरेणकम् अद्भुत शृङ्गाम् ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तानुभृङ्गाम् केशवदृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवदृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवदृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की प्रभु शिव प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
Just put it like there in front of us. We can help you. Yeah. Can you zoom it in with the... You hold the lens part? Yeah, and should be able to twist that one way or the other. Yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, now's the time. We normally do a session called Chanting with Absorption. And we're all going to do some practice chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together. Oops. So some quarter round beads are being passed out. And so we're going to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on them. Pretty simple. This is the mantra. The direct translation of this mantra is, O energy of the Lord, please engage me in your loving devotional service. Thank you. So I'm going to start like this. Everyone, no matter how much or how little, you guys good? Beads distributed? Okay. Does anybody not have beads, quarter round beads yet? No? Okay, Krishna. Thank you. I think it's everybody. Hari, please return to your seat. Thank you. Okay. Oh, you got it covered. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, please raise your hands. If, it doesn't matter how much or how little, if you've been, and if you have ever done it, maybe you stopped or whatever, but if you do or have before chanted regularly as a practice, the Maha Mantra. Show of hands. No shyness. Okay. And raise your hands if you feel you want to start the practice. You have some desire, but you have not yet. Ready? Okay, one hand, two hand. Okay, very nice. And then raise your hands if you haven't practiced it and you don't want to. You're not convinced that you want to. Anybody? Me? Yeah, I know. I really chant. I'm just trying to be helpful to people. Okay, so obviously we're not here to convince anyone. It looks like there's nobody to convince anyways. But everyone here is chanting. A lot of people here are chanting. And does anybody chant because they should chant? No? You chant because you should chant? Okay, should chant. All right, that's good too. And hopefully a lot of people also chant because they want to chant. They like to chant, right? So there's a lot of reasons why you should chant, but the reason we might want to chant, you know, we could point to a few things. In Shastra, it is said, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatir Anyataha. So basically, that in this age of Kali, you know, our lifespans and our attention spans are so kind of short. Hare Krishna. So see, even my attention span, I can't focus for long. There's some ruckus in the back. So, you know, as we go, we see that our attention spans are sort of degrading. And we can see this in real life, real time. It's not just like a period of 400,000 years. It's happening right now. And so the recommendation for this age, in order to come to the platform of self-realization and afterwards God-realization, is the chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Just like how you're at work or at school and you're arguing with ChatGPT a little bit, and it says, fine, here's 3 things you could do, and I recommend number 1. So you take ChatGPT as the authority, right? And you say, okay, I'll do number 1. It's the recommendation. So it is a fact that there are different processes out there for self-realization, but in this age it's getting more and more difficult as we go to do them. Meditation and living in the forest, etc. And so we can observe how the consciousness has changed over the past century. You know, people used to get around without GPS, without Google Maps. Has anybody ever like driven someplace, gotten lost, and had to ask for directions from a local. Yes? In order to get, so, you know, they'll say, okay, well, yeah, keep going down this road a bit. Once you see a tree with a little bend in it, then turn right. And keep going like 20 miles. And then you'll see a rock with another rock on top of it, and then turn left, and turn right before the bridge, and you'll be, that's impossible. People used to get around like that all over the world, you know? And, but nowadays we're very lucky to have our GPS or Google Maps, and personally I cannot get anywhere without that. So anyways, we can observe it, how it's going even over the past century. So our process is chanting the Mahamantra. And it's a simple process, but we shouldn't confuse the simplicity for lack of depth either. Because you all just did it. Gaur Arti, we all just chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra together. But shouldn't be taken as at face value. We were taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is on the altar, and the way you're facing, he's on the right side of the altar, that there is no limit to the depth of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. A simple practice, but the more sincere and more focused we can get on it, the more we can get out of it. Mahaprabhu was crying day and night, barely sleeping, just chanting Hare Krishna. Has such a taste, you know? And that's the goal we want to get to. That is called love of Krishna. And love of Krishna comes through the chanting of the holy name. So it's a little bit depressing, our situation nowadays. But we have the benediction, that a simple process that is accessible by everybody. Not everybody can go stand on one leg in the forest and stand immobile for a while. It's not accessible to everybody, and it's not accessible to anybody within this age. But the mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is accessible. And a funny story. My dad told me once that he said, I did some research on you guys. I did some research, Hare Krishna. And you guys, you chant this mantra, and it puts you in a trance. And it makes your mind focus, and you can't think of anything else while you chant the Mahamantra. In my mind, I was just like, yeah, I wish. I wish, because as soon as you start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's your mind's ticket to start going everywhere else. You know? Like, we're about to chant, and I'll think, okay, it's a Sunday evening, it's already 7:20, I have work in the morning, what am I behind on, what do I need to catch up on before the stand-up meeting in the morning, or you know, I wonder if anybody's inspired by my talk that I gave, etc. The mind can go any number of directions for any number of reasons. But our practice is just to focus on the sound of the mantra and keep returning to it. Don't beat yourself up when inevitably your mind strays away, but just calmly just return back to the sound of the mantra. Just like, and this is seen, people give general meditation courses nowadays. My dad was one. He was like certified or something. And the type of meditation where you just blank out your mind. It's okay too. But they say, put your attention on the breath and just keep returning on the breath. It's kind of the basic principle of meditation. And now we're doing mantra meditation. So the object of focus is the sound. It travels in through the ear and into the heart. So when we chant, the practicals of it, we hold the beads with our right hand, and typically we'll hold the beads in between our middle finger and our thumb. We'll start on the top bead that has the tassel, and we'll chant a different mantra that we can put up on the screen if possible. It's the Panchatattva mantra. So this mantra will just be invoking the mercy of previous acharyas, so that we may get some help in our chanting. We'll chant that, and then every bead after that we'll pull towards ourselves, and on every single bead we'll chant one Mahamantra and then pull it in towards ourselves. And try to keep your pointer finger off the beads if you can, because the pointer finger is the finger that we use to point out the faults in others. And if we're so focused on the faults of others, which there are innumerable, but if we're so focused on the faults of others, we won't be able to concentrate on our practice nicely. So we try to keep that off the beads. And so we're going to start with the Panchatattva mantra and do that process all the way around, 27 times. We'll get back to the top beat and we'll chant that mantra again and finish it off. Everybody ready? Yes. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Oh, Hare Krishna. And quietly, please. Okay, let Hari do it. He can do it nicely. Okay. So, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. and didn't feel they were forced to do it or something. But if you're feeling inspired to pick up the practice or pick up where you left off last with the practice, Marisha will be running the gift store after the program, and there are beads in there for cheap, pretty cheap, like $1 starting price, $4 starting price. And Marisha has also been chanting for over 2 decades. She's been practicing this. So she's more than qualified to help you if you have any questions, any advice to get started, etc. And what kind of beads to get, so you're in good hands. And thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
My dear Lord Chaitanya, please be merciful to me, because who can be more merciful than your Lordship with these 3 words, within these 3 words?
Your incarnation is just to reclaim the condition for a soul, but I assure you that you will not find a greater fallen soul than therefore my claim is good. My dear Lord Nityananda, you are always joyful in spiritual bliss. Since you always appear to be happy, I have come to you because I am most unhappy. If you kindly put your glance over me, then I can also be happy.
My dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind, please be merciful to me. If you are kind to me, naturally Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to you.
Gaura's love embodiment shown by Gadadhar Pandita, Srinivas Pandita, and Haridas Thakur are the devotion of mercy. O Swarup Damodara, personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya, O 6 Goswamis, O Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, O Lokanath Goswami, my beloved spiritual master Narottam Das also prays for your mercy.
O Srinivasacharya, successor to the 6 Goswamis, please be merciful to me, and our common vows always desire to the company of Ramachandra Chakravarti.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kora More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More Tuma Vina Ke Dayalu Jagat Sangsare Tuma Vina Ke Dayalu Jagat Sangsare Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Mosama Patita Prabhu na paibe ara. Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi. Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi. Kripa bolo kana karo ami boro dukhi. Kripa bolo kana karo ami boro dukhi. Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai. Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai. Tava kripa bale pai te chanyani tai. Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Nitai. Gora prema maya janu andita garara. Gora prema dan, Gora prema maya janu andita garara. Srinivasa Hari Dasa Dayara Sagara. Srinivasa Hari Dasa Dayara Sagara. Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunath. Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunath. Bata Juga Shi Jiva Prabhu Lokanath. Vata Juga Shijiva Prabhu Lokanath. Doya Koroshiya Chaya Prabhu Srinivas. Doya Koroshiya Chaya Prabhu Srinivas. Ramachandra Sangamage Narottamadas. Ramachandra Sangamage Narottamadas. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karamore. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karamore. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to our Sunday Love Feast. Is anybody here for the first time? You can just raise your hand. Or we got everybody here? Second time? Third time? Second time? Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes. How did you come to know about us?
When I used to go to work,
Hmm.
there were no cars here.
Yeah.
That's how. And my sister in Naperville in Chicago.
Ah, yes.
she's attached, and,
Yes.
She started me.
Yes.
And I did also talk with Shraddha.
Yes, yes. Yes. Thank you so much for coming for a second time. Hopefully you keep coming. Anybody else first time? Anybody? Okay. Well, if not, we can move on to our announcements. So, Monday, August 3rd is Gopal Bhatta Goswami's Disappearance Day. Very important. to honor these acharyas. And August 6th is a Thursday, which is Lokanath Goswami's disappearance. August 7th is Friday, which is the 60th anniversary of the incorporation of ISKCON in New York. Very momentous occasion. I believe there's festivals going on right now in New York City. August 8th is Kamika Kadashi, which is a day we fast from grains and beans. And the point of doing that is so that we can focus more on our spiritual practice. And then the next day you break fast. The break fast window is August 9th from 6:51 to 11:17. So that's a pretty good window where you can break your fast. So we have festivals coming up. It's summer festival season. We've got the first one. That was last Sunday. Everybody who came for Rath Yatra, thank you so much. We'll show a little video later. But we can see there's a jam-packed few 3 weeks. So, Julan Yatra, August 23rd. Balaram's appearance day is a Thursday. I believe we will be doing that on the Sunday. So some of this is all the actual days, but some we will be celebrating on Sunday, like Balaram, Rasmi. Janmashtami is the same day, Prabhupada's is the same day, so we will be sharing more information about those soon. Yes, on WhatsApp, which we will talk about later. Book distribution. Max, do you want to? Nimai?
Okay, so as I mentioned in my class yesterday, us four, Max, Marisha, myself, and Brajendra Kumar over here, we all went to Patel Brothers to distribute some books, and I'm going to present some nice pictures of people we gave books to. I'm going to present our scores, and if you'd like to ask any questions about what happened, you can. It was a very nice experience. Like I mentioned, we were only there for an hour and a half, and it was raining the whole time beforehand, but we were all still fired up about it, so Krishna reciprocated. Yeah, that one, right, yeah, instead of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Gujarati.
Yeah, Gujarati.
Yeah.
All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, I guess I'll read the scores. We did 37 Maha Big Books, 3 Big Books, and 1 Medium Book, which includes 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam, which you can see here, 1 set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It includes 4 first 1.1 Bhagavatams, 1 Krishna book, 5 Bhagavad Gitas, 1 Ishopanishad, and 3 Science of Self-Realization. And for the pleasure of Prabhupada, Shri Shri Gaura Nataraj, and all the some Vaishnava devotees, for the scores are for their pleasure.
Haribo!
It's a total of 41 books distributed.
Jai.
Total we collected $610. In an hour and a half. There.
And 1 Trinidad dollar.
Yeah, it's true also.
Yes, very.
So it was a very amazing experience. If anyone else is inspired to come and preach and show compassion to all the living entities out in the world, out in the material world, spread this knowledge of the Krishna conscious movement. Max is waiting for people to run up to him and come and ask him to distribute books with him. It's like I think it's his deepest desire. I can.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can do it. It's not a matter of being good or bad or having any experience. It's just a matter of going. Brajendra Kumar Prabhu has the fortune of going pretty much every Saturday to Patel Brothers, and so we just tagged along with him yesterday. And so yeah, if you ever want to do it, just come reach out to any of us, and we can set it up. It's pretty simple, and we're at Patel Brothers for this type of book distribution, so it's pretty nice. You can say Hare Krishna at everybody. Everybody says it back. Everybody's not mostly knowledgeable, and they know the value of spiritual knowledge. So it's a very nice experience.
Hare Krishna. Thank you both. So book distribution, very important. It's always good to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Yes. So not last Saturday, but this is the 25th, July 25th. We had our Bhakti Bash event. That's where we came together, kind of in a more relaxed environment, had prasadam together, played some games, and it was a very good time. So I'm just going to share a few pictures from that event. You can see we were able to feed the cows. They had cows on the farm, so this was a very, very sweet bowl. See some samplings of the prashadam that we had. See, even little Madhav was able to come, you know. So it's open to all ages. So hopefully, soon we will have another one, maybe next year sometime, and everybody will have the opportunity to come again. Yes, this is more of just a group picture. Yes, and Rath Yatra. So last Sunday we had our Rath Yatra festival. So I'm going to just share a little video, if you give me like a little bit, from our Rath Yatra that was posted to our Instagram, and I'll talk more about our social media channels later. Let me see. I don't know if this is going to play the sound. Oh. But yeah, it was good. The weather was not raining, which is good. And, you know, you can see it's a little cloudy, but no rain at all. And the devotees, we went around. We went out here. We went a little bit on the sidewalk, and then we came back. So it's a good experience to pull the cart of Lord Jagannath, not just pulling it physically, but pulling it into our heart. Yes. Yes, so sponsorships. Today's Sunday Love Feast is not sponsored. If you would like to have the opportunity to sponsor today's Sunday Love Feast, it is available. You can see one of the devotees here, and we will be able to get that sorted. But if you don't want to do that, you have also an option of becoming a monthly donor, contributing a portion of your income to the temple, and that just helps with the maintenance of the temple and such. And if you want something more physical, more tangible, you can also have the option of donating groceries. The list of groceries is on the notice board outside, and the best policy, of course, is to call the number that is on there and to make sure that what you're getting is what the temple actually needs. Yes. And this past week, we had a birthday. So last Friday was Heather's birthday. Haribo! Haribo! So we would like to chant one Hare Krishna. Like we do Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna to you. The birthday tune, but Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, dear Heather. Hare Krishna to you. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. And go back to Godhead. Shakalpatarupesha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vivo! Heather, do you want to say a few words? Haribo! Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes, so this is the social media I was talking about. So we have social media on all different sorts of channels. We have Facebook, where we post Srila Prabhupada quotes of the day, some announcements. YouTube, where we stream live every Sunday. So even if you're not here physically, you can still tune in on the YouTube live. We have our Instagram, where we post videos such as the Jagannath video I showed. And if you want to know everything on the website, we have the links to all these and much more. Yes, and if you really like to know notifications. Sometimes there's last minute events, it happens. The best way to know about these last minute events is this WhatsApp code right here. So you should be able to scan the QR code or scan the QR code over there, and it will take you to this WhatsApp group. It's a kind of like a closed group, so only admins can post, so you're not going to get bombarded with like 50 messages a day. Just whatever is needed for temple announcements. Yes. And Mahaprasadam. So we do have Mahaprasadam for sale. Saraya, do you want to show off one of the Mahaprasadam boxes?
You can also tell what's in there.
Yes. So it seems like some milk sweets, 2 of them, some cookies, different types of cookies. I don't remember what. I'd have to look at those more closely. What flavor it is? I know there's some coconut. There's coconut. There's. Yes. So coconut is there. There might be some. I don't know what else. We'll see. It's like a surprise, you know. You can open it for a surprise, but it will be $4, and you'll be able to gift shop after the program. So we can read a Srila Prabhupada quote of the day.
Letter to Janwa, August 1, 1973. Sometimes by association of the great, one appears great. In the sun is great heat and light, and by reflecting the greatness of the sun's light, the moon in dead of night also appears great. Actually, the moon is by nature dark and cold, but in association with sun, it has become accepted as great. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And then Vrindavan, August 2, 1974. We also read it today. A fish, when it is put into the land, it is unhappy or death. Similarly, if you, the creature of the land, if you are put into the water, you are unhappy and death. So because we belong to the spiritual nature, so long we shall remain in the material nature, we must be unhappy. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Thank you. And before we move on to Prasadam prayers, just a couple quick announcements. Temple closes at 9 o'clock. That's just a way so that we can keep the temple clean, get it started. We ask that you also don't bring prasadam into the temple. That also helps with the cleaning process. And don't run every which way. Make sure the kids are not running through the temple, and that's just the best policy. And the curtains will close about like 5 minutes after the program concludes. So. Make sure to take pictures of Sri Sri Nitai Gaur Nataraj before you go outside for prasadam. And yes, prasadam prayers?
Yeah, actually, hold this one.
No, I'm talking about the microphone.
Mahaprasade Govinde. Nama Brahmani Vaishnave. Svapa Punyavatam Rajan. Visvasho Navajayate. Sarira Virya Jal Jorindriyata Hekal Jive Pele Visaya Sagore Tare Maje Jivati Loba Mosu Dormati Take Jeta Katina Samsare Take Jeta Krishna Barodo Yamoy Kori Bare Jiva Jai Swabre Shad Nadilobai Seyana Meta Cow Radha Krishna Gunagao Primedako Chaitanya Nitai Premedago Chaitanya Nitai Jai Mai Jai Nitai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Nataraj ki, Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Nataraj Mahaprasadam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go
So, again, thank you everyone for coming to our Sunday Love Feast. Prasadam is served outside, but before you go outside, make sure to go and take many, many, many pictures of Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Nataraj. Sunday Love Feast ki jai.